What up YouTube, Topaz J's back for another EP review, and this one is that 2 Chainz, The Play Doesn't Care Who Makes It, and I'm giving this one the yellow light, and honestly that's a generous one because there's one song off this that saves the entire project, but it's so brief that honestly that kind of makes sense that it could happen, because honestly this project isn't very good from top to bottom. And before I hear anybody make any excuses like this is a surprise project, this is one that he just threw out there for free for the fans and all that, man, understand it's a lot like Madden. Whenever you decide to play online in Madden, there's a default setting, you dig, and it's usually all pro, and you have to be good at that in order to beat anybody in the game and all that. Now 2 Chainz may have an all Madden setting that you believe or whatever, man, but at the end of the day, everything about this project is going back to his default setting of stuff that he's done consistently throughout his career. Like, what is this? What is this whole style that he's consistently done? It's those one-liner punchlines that him and Lil Wayne do rather well, and such to the point that they decided to collaborate and do the Collard Grove project, man. Like, he's doing that consistently through this. And also, he has a lack of actual concepts, in which that's something that he has consistently done too. Like, there are instances where he does have a concept, but yet the concept is so broad and generic that he could just take it and say whatever he wants to say on it, and it somewhat fits. That also happens in this project as well, man. So if he's going to do all of the same things that he's been doing throughout his entire career, you can't say that he's pulling any punches for this project when there's a difference between this and the joints that he's selling. Like, the only difference I see is this one is a lot briefer. But let's go ahead and break down these tracks, man, starting with that Okay, where this is him just spitting as he's doing throughout this entire project. No core concept, like that whole hook is him taking what the younger generation has consistently been saying and making his own track off of it, in which that may increase the popularity of certain songs if you do it properly, but I feel as though this wasn't done very well at all. But it did have its moments lyrically, man. He's saying little things like, okay, I'm the type to buy a new car if my old one caught a flat. Like, that was cool because he's saying how little small minute things may go wrong with his car, and just say forget it, I'ma buy a new one regardless because I got the money. I punchline, as most of the punchlines off of this was. And then he'll throw some wordplay in there every so often, like he did on this track as well, man. Like how he said he'll double park with the double R, then double back, in which that was cool because it's all a wordplay with the word double, as he's overtly talking about the Rolls Royce and all of that, man. But usually the things that make the wordplay better is they actually go somewhere with it instead of just randomly saying double, even though he means it in double meaning consistently, but yet the whole thing together isn't really going or meaning anything. So it's a lackluster wordplay, but yet it's a wordplay nonetheless. The next song was Proud, and this is what I was talking about when I say he'll go out and get a super generic concept, and no matter what he says or anybody else on the track will say, it's all consistently on topic. And that's exactly what this is, where this song is ultimately talking about they're trying to make their mama proud by all of the actions that they do in life. So all of these actions could be anything from selling dope to actually being successful to anything at all, man. So it gives people the leeway to be able to say whatever they want to say. But honestly, I take away from it because there's really no concept if nobody has to stick to anything. You dig? But there is like one brief moment in here that I kind of like from 2 Chainz when he's saying, okay, I just couldn't do anything right, like I'm a lefty. Like, self-explanatory, simplistic punchline that he's known for, but that one was alright. It was obviously the best out of that whole song, to keep it 100. The Land of Freaks doesn't deviate from this whole formula as well, where he's just really spitting off of this, and I would say one particular bar in there I found rather entertaining, saying how you couldn't see my vision unless you had like 4 Cartier glasses on, which Cartiers are like the expensive frames and stuff that's out there, and that could have multiple meanings, saying he got a grand vision of success and wealth and all of that, and you wouldn't be able to see it without having expensive frames and stuff to be able to see it, and multiple at that, in which that's pretty cool. But overall, it's the song Lamborghini Truck that saves this entire track. Really not feeling the hook though, because it kind of goes against what the track is ultimately all about. Like, you just saying Lamborghini Truck and all of that as something that people are striving to get, that people gonna buy up and all of that. But yet the whole concept of it is talking about things that happened in Atlanta, talking about notable acts that's in Atlanta and how he related to them, how individuals like Young Jock still owes him money. Like, I like those types of tracks that give you more insight of these hip hop cities and how all these individuals who come up out of it actually relate to each other. And with it being on some excellent production, man, it's easily the best song off this entire project. And again, it saves this entire project. And that's why I'm giving this joint, man, a 5 out of 10. You really only getting one track here, but yet you're not like wasting your whole time because there's only 4 tracks off of this brief EP. So it's definitely worth a listen. Break down these individual balls, man. It's only going to take you one time to do it. They're not that complex, man. Just go ahead and peep it. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there, and you can go to downloadpads.com. That's down there to read today's article.